So my guest today is a hype man. He's an MC. He's told me he used to sell cream before. I don't know how that. What do you think about women in hype?
There's this girl, Fina, yeah? When she was in Abuja, before she went to be born like that. Truly, yeah, these are questions I also ask my fellow hype men every day. Like, what's in the world this babe? Like,
What's in the world this babe?
She came from Benin, yeah. I was like, this
Yeah.
she came back.
She happened now.
You can't tell me about like that. The club where practically make you. When she was in Benin, nobody knew you.
Hi everyone, this is Paris Corner, the podcast with a difference. So basically, we're here today to talk something very important about something very important in Abuja, and we have a guest who is going to be sharing with us something very interesting that you want to hear. But I mean, that's way into the podcast. But today we are here to discuss lifestyle and hype. So this is something that a lot of people don't really know about. So my guest today is a hype man. He's an MC. He's told me he used to sell cream before. I don't know how that. Well, and of course he's a model. So today we have no one else but the special and popular Abuja hype man and MC, Mr. Quest. Welcome to the show, Mr. Quest.
Thank you very much. Obi. Yeah.
You're welcome. So, guys, I'm going to ask me a couple of questions. This is not so strict. I mean, we're going to feel free. We're going to flow in this podcast. And basically, so I would want you to actually introduce yourself to the people yourself. Tell us what you do and what inspired you to go into hype.
Okay. Thank you very much, Obi. Life made me go into hype. Alright, so basically I started off with like an MC. Man, life, Okay, so I started off like an MC back in the days, 2016, yeah, to precise. We had a program in my church one day, and I just co-hosted with an MC, and so I did very well. So I noticed I had this comic side of me. I could be able to interact with the audience and all that. And after the event, it was like, then I hadn't gotten name quest, so I was using Joel. So I was like, Joel, don't you think you make a good MC? I was like, because she did very well, man, that was good. I was like, oh really? So I thought about it, and I was like, okay. Let's see how this goes out. The first question I was like, MC is get money. Because of the guys is what they see. So I thought about it. So I went to school. I finished school. Then
very important.
Yeah. So I started off with school. I started a little before I went to school. So when I got to school, I saw guys that were really taking this job serious. I mean, MCs and comedians that would crack up the whole audience of like 500 or 600, and people would be like, wow. So I was mentioning modeling and MCing at the same time and flowing. So I was doing well too in school. So when I graduated, man, came out, I got my first job in a place somewhere in Abuja, and I started working as a hype man. Then they knew me as an MC, so they were having a pool party. So I saw one, and there was this my friend Prince Brown who was there. Was like, Quest, should be you the MC now? I was like, hey, collect mic now. So that was when hype was not really the thing, but yeah, it just started to grow gradually. So I just picked up the mic and I started hyping, like just vibing. Then one of the players was like, who's that guy? I was like, damn, the Prince Brown was like, it's my boy, I brought him, So I did very well, and after the owner was like, young man, you're good. What's your name? So
that was how I
started hyping.
So what was your first paid gig as a hype man? Was an
MC, my first paid gig officially was like 20,000 naira, of course. Then hype, 20,000, 20,000. To first like 10.
Great. Because I remember you were also a model. Most of the times you were always doing a runway modeling. I mean, Abuja was like on fire. We had Abuja Fashion Week. We had a couple of fashion weeks that were happening. We had runway 1, 2, 3. You had worked in a couple of these runways. So, I mean, as a model, juggling modeling, juggling hype man and juggling, of course, school, everything? How were you able to, put everything together? How were you able to put everything together?
My brother, it wasn't easy, but of course, when you know what you have, you'll be able to flow and do these things with at ease. Now it's not easy. Imagine being an MC, modeling, school. Of course, we'll be like, jack of all trade, master of none. You get that saying?
Nigerian.
But I always tell them, my brother, jack of all trade, master of all.
Of all. It's
Yes,
possible, very possible.
okay, so what I do basically is, when I go for a fashion show, I model.
Okay, good.
When I go for an event that they need an MC and model, I would work as an MC. Then in between the show, I will add it to my vibe for the day and say, ladies and gentlemen, do you know I'm a professional model? In fact, don't worry, let me even show you.
You now walk.
I'll work for the next designer.
Great.
You understand?
Great.
So that's how I started. I was mixing. Of course, you be model, you be MC, you be this one. Bros, I sell cream.
You have to this Abuja. You suffer.
See,
don't worry, but it's worth it. At least you look better.
I sell cream, bros.
You don't look like what you have been through. Great.
No, I was good, man. So I was able to merge everything together, and it was cool.
So now looking at hype, right? If you look at hype now, you can find out that hype, for example, always goes with. I feel like musicians, right, and hype men. I feel like hype men a lot of musicians might not be comfortable with hype men because hype men are beginning to go into their space. Just like the saying goes, "Oh, the sky is big enough for everybody to fly." But I feel like the moment hype men are doing what musicians are doing, someone like Goya Meno, for example. Goya is a hype man. I've styled his last video, by the way. So Goya is a hype man and a musician. But then he doesn't like to be referred as a hype man. He now says he's a musician. So people are now moving from hype to, it's almost like hype, being a hype man is like a stepping stone to becoming a musician. So what's your take on that? You as hype men, do you think musicians appreciate you guys enough? And do you think we as the people appreciate you guys enough? Because growing up, I won't lie to you, I used to have a problem with hype men. I'm like, Abuja guy, go they stop the music. Because hype men will just be talking and then they are posting the music and they want to dance, So how do you think hype men were able to, what do you think, what's your perception, or what accolades, or what hard words do you get from people when they find out that, oh, you're a hype man? Do you think you guys are doing well? Do you think there's enough space for you guys to fly? Do you feel happy being a hype man? Basically, does it give you joy that you're a hype man and not a musician? And do you have any plan of delving into music like most of the hype men have done? What's your take on that?
Okay, perfect question. Trust me, that question is one question I've always wanted to be asked, and I'll answer this way. I'll say this. I've always, should I say, blessed the day I found hype.
Hype is alive.
Bro, hype is alive, man.
Hype is alive.
Yeah, shout out to all the hype men out there, man. If you're watching this right now, shout out to you all, man. You guys are doing great. Trust me, hype has taken over. And there's a thin line between hype and music.
Okay.
Walk hand in hand. You get me? Back in the days, even the rappers used to do, yo, ladies and gentlemen, if you're feeling me, let me hear you say, yeah. Before they start their rap, you understand? They use their beat and So hype and music is I don't know, closely related. Yes, you can easily be a hype man.
Yes,
and you can also be a musician. But it takes talent. It takes gifts. You get me? Not every hype man knows how to sing.
I know every musician knows.
Not every musician knows how to hype. So if you can hype and you can sing, perfect job. If you can sing and you can hype, perfect job. You get me? So Goya Meno, for instance, was a hype man. Then for real, I didn't know him. Not until
you became.
You want to bamba.
Yeah.
You want to chill with the big boys. You get it? So I would dive into music. Of course, I started one or two things, one or two mixes I've been doing, one or two DJs and all. And so the question that those musicians think for trying to take their space. Remember that hype is alive, and sometimes musicians feel that This guy, this one hype me, what hype me, what you talk about. You can't talk about a show. If you have to bring a DJ, you have to bring the hype man and all those things. So, but the sky is large enough, of course.
True.
So you can do your music and allow the hype man through this thing.
I would like to chip that in as well because MC Smart used to be manager for Goya. I think he's still the manager for Goya. He's still the manager for Goya, yes. So, and he's a hype man now. So I think he has switched roles. So Goya is the artist, MC Smart is the hype man, and that's one hype man that you cannot underestimate. MC Smart will make dead people come alive. He's hype. I say that, like that guy, I've known that guy years over and I've admired his hustle. God bless you, SMS. God bless you, Goya. I like what they're doing and they're really making international, they're getting international recognitions which they deserve from hard work. So now let's go. When I talk about these things, I'm very particular about women. I'm a woman advocate. I like women. I like to see women thrive in businesses that men do. That's something I always love. In fact, I love it. I like the fact that men can thrive in business that women do, and businesses that men do, women thrive in it. So how do you feel about women, hype women? We have women that hype as well. I mean, for instance, we've had a couple of them. Someone like Fina or Big Brother, who was a hype girl in Abuja here before she got into the house and all that. What do you think about women in hype? Do you think they have a space? Do they have a spot for them? Or is there also that, she's a woman, no, we prefer a man? Does this still happen in the hype game? Like, what's your take on women, on hype women?
Hype women.
Or hype girls, whatever.
Or hype queens, hype divas, hype things. Okay, there's this girl, Fina, when she was in Abuja, before she went to Big Brother, she was really.
She was doing well. She was in Vegas.
Yeah,
with Mr. Vegas. Mr. Rivero, Satimi, no, that's one of the gods of hype in Abuja. Yeah, true.
Shout out to Satimi, man, if you're watching this and if you have to see this, man.
Respect
to Satimi. Yeah, so she was doing well. She has this. It's not easy to do what men do.
I was part of the team for Vegas, so she was practically working for us at Vegas, basically, because she was the hype girl that we always brought. It was me, Fiamari, Mr. Vegas, which is our head. So we paid her every time to come, hype, whatever it was, So basically, she was, she was a hype woman, and I think she was top of the game, I remember she was also going to Magic City to hype and
blend all together. And a lot of girls were looking up to her, like,
yes. But what changed? Is it that she got into the house? Because at some point, I was expecting to see Fina. This girl used to come and hustle in Vegas. I'm sorry, but that's the reality. Like, she used to come to hustle in Vegas. She comes to hype. I see people spray her in Vegas.
Of course.
So I expected that after she got into the Big Brother house, I was expecting that she was going to probably come back to Abuja and at least pay respect to these people. If not Vegas, what of Magic City? Which she was always hyping for. When she came, Vegas now moved to Magic City, right?
Yeah,
from
Magic City.
Suits where it was, Leeds Lounge where it was. So you now moved to Magic City. What happened? Like, I don't know. Is it that when money comes into people's pocket, they forget where they started from? What happened? Because I was expecting to at least see her make a presence. Now that particular fame she got for Big Brother has almost faded off, right? Let's be realistic. So, what's your take on that? The fact that she has not even come to Abuja. Some of you knew her as fellow hype, hype people. Yeah. So, what happened? What changed?
Truly, these are the questions I also ask my fellow hype men every day. Like, what's in the world is big? Like, what's in the world is big? We jam together. We came from Benin. Like, this she came back. She can't be like that. The club where practically make you. When she was in Benin, nobody knew you. Hello.
Even Abuja, she was not.
But she was a little
relevant because she was a woman.
Yeah, so people were like, "How is this girl? They've been killing the block and all." You can't go Big Brother Nigeria. You can't win. Even the Abuja way make you, no can they see you.
No.
And the years actually build clubs like 12 million. For host that.
That's terrible. So I feel like, when you have a platform,
Yeah.
you should also try to lift people up from that same platform that you came from.
Mhm.
If she was helping like other hype ladies, say, oh, this hype was what made me today, and she had taught a few people, you should have been helped the whole situation. I mean, her fans might come for us, but who cares? It's a podcast, so we're airing our views, right? So
you
if you have your views, drop it in the comment section.
Drop it in the comment section.
Thank you. So basically, but away from Fina now. As a hype man, in everything you do, I believe that you guys might be the martyr for your job, right?
Yes.
This is not so. It wasn't so famous some 5 years back. It has become more famous now, and it will get better with time.
Of course.
What are you doing for those people who want to become hype men in the future like you? What inspiration? What do you want them to remember you for?
Okay. It's simple. Be yourself and do what other people are not doing. Now, I'll say this to all the upcoming hype men out there: you have to create your own style. This guy came up. This guy. Should I say blue? Yeah, blue. I mean black. You can see every upcoming hype man now is saying whatever in black is saying verbatim, word for word, line for line. Bro, you can't copy people and expect to stand out.
Yes, no.
And that's what I've been able to do for myself.
You must be the unique first version of
Be
yourself.
unique. Let people know you as Quest. Quest. His type is classy. Yeah, unique. Oh, different.
Sure.
It doesn't do what people are doing, and that's what's taking me up in at least.
So where do you hype for now? Where's your location? If you want to find you hyping, where do we need to find you? Where?
If you want to see what I do, and you want to see how I do and where I do, come to Crystal's Lounge.
I fear that don't Lucky. Amazing guys, yes.
Crystal's Lounge, 262 Abuja.
So that's where we find you hyping, and a couple of other places. But this is like your main.
This is like the main spot.
Your main spot. Your main spot. That's actually beautiful. So how about modeling? Are you dropping modeling for hype? Are you leaving hype? What are you? Are you still chasing these two together?
You know, I have a modeling agency, yeah. Abuja modeling now. So if modeling job comes,
yeah, sure.
So I'm not completely off the modeling market. And if there's a big fashion show, of course, you're paying me 100k or 150 to model. Why not? Come on. You like a brand now, not to, I'm quite to model for me. Even though now we,
So that's it. I'm amazed by what you're doing, and you have really put the entertainment sector in a certain level. I love it. So now let us ask you another question, but this is very important now.
Let's go there.
Now this has to do with lifestyle because you're a nightlife person. What do you think about Abuja nightlife compared to Lagos nightlife? Do you think Abuja nightlife has taken over Lagos nightlife, or what do you think about Abuja nightlife in general? What's your thoughts about Abuja nightlife?
Abuja nightlife. Okay, we're actually growing. It's a growing city, and trust me, it's rapid, very rapid.
We learn quick.
Bro,
yeah.
Just like his hype is alive, man. The nightlife in Abuja is
Abuja is like New York, man. The city that never sleeps. Don't worry.
If you think maybe your club is the best, you're doing well, you think you're the best hype man. Get another hype man when they come up.
Yeah.
You think you're the biggest club, man. There's a new one breeding up. Clubs are opening everywhere. A lot of businesses are opening. A lot of people are coming into the entertainment nightlife. A lot of things are changing.
And there's money to go around.
As a hype man.
Yes, I like to tell people that nightlife is like the new oil money, because I feel like nightlife right now in Abuja, alcohol is the best seller. I'm sorry, but I mean, no offense, but I mean, alcohol is like almost like the basis for most of the nightlife that happens. Whatever it is, but nightlife now sells. It's like from different brands are coming up every day. And when you go out at night, there's almost a tendency that you must get drunk, or you must, and all that stuff. But I mean, that's what nightlife is mostly about. But that's not the only reason why nightlife is around, But nightlife is there for you to just catch fun. And I believe that there's a lot of money to be made. There are lots of it's creating a lot of employment for people.
Of course.
From waiters to bartenders to now we have bottle girls, we have performers, a lot of talents, performing, fire breathers. Everybody's working. Managers, PRs, owners, bouncers, security. Everybody is working at night. It's almost like you have more people coming out at night than daytime. And this wasn't like the life in Abuja some 10 years ago, right? It's different now.
Very different.
Yeah. So what do you think should be done to actually encourage nightlife going further?
Just like we have New York in the US, I think Abuja is gradually becoming the New York of Nigeria.
Yeah,
with time.
true.
So Let's build more clubs.
I can't believe it. Instead of saying let's be more factories, say let's be more
How about build more clubs?
Okay.
Build more factories.
Yeah.
You know why? The more you build, the more you employ.
Yes.
A lot of things happen in Nigeria.
Build more clubs so that more hype men who can go to those clubs.
So I'm saying, build more clubs so we can have places to have options. If this one, if this club is not doing us well,
You cannot kill me, I beg.
come on, let's drink water.
So yeah,
Now, build more clubs, build more factories, create employment.
automatically.
And for everybody who wants to start anything that has to do with nightlife, please, I beg you, be unique. Stand out. Don't just give us anything. I mean,
so since you were a model, talking about Abuja fashion, man, Abuja fashion, you know, I'm amongst the few people, I don't like to give myself that hype, but I'm amongst the people that have tried to, you know, bring a different kind of fashion into Abuja. You know, Abuja fashion is too limited. I remember going out one time and a neighbor of mine saw me and she told me, hey, your man like go for house like this. You be like a mad person. I mean, just a neighbor, you know, she just said that out of, and it just made me laugh because I mean, as a designer and a fashion stylist, I have to be creative. I have to create this norm, you know. And this is the kind of fashion you get in Abuja. Just get your nice pant, hold your car key, wear your kaftan, you know, shirt and trouser, just like you're looking, you know. What do you think about Abuja fashion as a former model? What do you think about Abuja fashion lifestyle? Do you think we are improving? Are we getting better? Aside the fact that a lot of people do parties that are themed parties. Oh, the theme of this party is Egyptian. That we are good at that. But what do you think about Abuja fashion?
Yeah, generally Abuja fashion is growing big time. Trust me, and we're growing big.
Yeah.
Everybody's trying to be different from what the other person is doing. If you're a fashion designer, you're trying to. If this one is doing a ragged kind of vibe, you're doing a kaftan kind of vibe. This person is coming out with a different name and all. And I like the competition. It's good. It makes you stand out. It makes you sit up with your darling. And we're getting there.
But do you think we'll ever get to a point where we'll be like Lagos? You know, Lagosians they are creative with their fashion. You see GT Bank Fashion Week in Lagos.
No.
You see a couple of fashion weeks. Arise.
You see them
fashion week. They go out, they give them tips and they slay. Just that, you know. So maybe we should have more award shows, more red carpet events, right? That's what we should do.
More red carpet events, more
think?
fashion shows.
Yeah, with more models, you know, more professional models who, you know, just like we had the one I showcased not long ago, Men's Fashion Week, things like that. They come more often.
Something different. Of course, they came from Lagos, yeah.
Yes, they come from Lagos. They are in Lagos, Port Harcourt. They think, you know, they keep moving. You know.
Let's do more shows. Let's get the city bubbling, different vibe. Do more fashion shows. Do more award shows. Do more shows. Don't feel intimidated, man. But man, we have a long way to go before we get to Lagos.
So what do you think about the Abuja lifestyle? And that's the lifestyle now. I'm talking about fake life. Do you think Abuja is do you think we live a fake life in Abuja? No, this is just your honest opinion, right? Do you think Abuja lives a fake life? Do you think people here live a fake life? As compared to other places? Or do you think people here are actually as true as they are supposed to be? What do you think? I mean, you've traveled, so
yeah, of course. I think I know a few persons who are fake. No names, but
no. What do you think about Abuja?
I don't call your name.
Abuja fake life. Yeah.
Okay, Abuja fake life. We have a few guys. We will not say nothing in the pocket.
Yes.
But the package will well. So Abuja fake
you
life.
respect the package.
We have just few of them, but they are more in Lagos. Trust me. Because to survive for Lagos hard. But yeah, in Nigeria.
So you have to have appearances in Lagos.
But yeah, we have a lot of rich kids. Yeah.
So it's easy to
be able to. And even if you're not rich, you fake small. But not be everybody fake or this. You need to know how to fake.
Yes, actually, yes. Fake it till you make it. You know.
If you don't know
so it's like the amount of fake people in Lagos are more.
There are more in Abuja. Yes, so I don't know what you think. But
so first, tell us one secret on this show that on this podcast that I've never told anybody before. You can really start to think about it. Just tell us one secret that you have not told anybody before. But this is the first case you're going to say. Don't worry. This is the first time you're saying something.
But if I say you don't cast it up,
you don't cast now. But now here you don't first talk about what your interview. Talk about here.
More secret.
Anything at all. It could be something that you like to keep that nobody knows. You know. I mean,
You get what? What's up, Bob? People don't already know now. That one. People know. Secret. Oh. About him.
Come on.
Okay. It's happening. I want to know what to do.
So guys, thank you very much for listening to our podcast. Thank you guys for coming. I enjoyed myself with you. So guys, thank you so much for watching our podcast today. Of course, our guest quest was so amazing. We had a lot of talks. I mean, it was good. It was amazing. We loved what you guys said. We loved the fact that you guys listened and you guys did amazing. Thank you so much. God bless you. Please tune in to our podcast, Tari's Corner, on YouTube as much as possible. Thank you very much for your place.
Gracias.